certain diseases. Is God concerned with our physical health? People think the Bible's just a spiritual book and it doesn't have any practical information on how you feel physically. Not so. Matthew chapter 4:23, and Jesus went about all of Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing all manner of sickness and disease among the people. The Lord wants us to be healthy. His original plan was for people to live forever. The devil is the one who brought in disease and sickness, and all of that came because of sin. And there are some basic Bible principles that God gives us in His Word, and if we follow these things, we've got a lot better chance of living a longer life. Frankly, I would like to go out like Moses did. Moses, he lived to 120. God said, Moses, it's time for you to die. He climbed the mountain. The Bible says his eye was not dimmed, nor was his natural force abated, and he died. That's the way to do it. Just be active to the end. But because of the living habits of most people in the Western world, a lot of folks spend the last 30 years of their life dying. And that's one reason that our health system is nearly bankrupt, is because of the lifestyles of the average person, and the people are being fed the wrong information, which results in them eating the wrong kind of food, and they're suffering the results of that. Beloved, Jesus said, I wish above all things, this is 3 John 1:2, that you might prosper and be in health even as your soul prospers. And don't forget this, God is interested in your soul prosperity, but He's interested in your physical prosperity. If that was not true, why would He want to give us new bodies when we get to heaven? He does care how we feel. And you know, the reason for a Christian to do anything is because you love God and you love your fellow man. When you feel better, when you're healthy, you're better able to serve God and to serve your fellow man. So because you love God, because you love your neighbor, and because you love yourself, you need to take care of your bodies. This is part of God's plan. I'm very passionate about this subject because I grew up eating the Babylon buffet, quite literally. You know, the Babylonians, they did not follow the same health rules as the Jews, and they ate all kinds of creepy, crawly things. And it's interesting that sometimes people that think the rich food is going to be the better food, in reality, there are bigger hospitals in rich countries because they have more disease than some of the poor countries. Growing up, we ate snails, turtle, frog legs. I've eaten squirrel, rattlesnake, all kinds of creepy things. And I don't think I was ever healthy until I got to be about 17 years of age. We'd wake up in the morning, and my brother and I, growing up in New York City, we'd kind of get ourselves breakfast, which could be a Twinkie, Fig Newton, and maybe some concentrated orange juice, tea or coffee, even as kids. And no wonder I was just bouncing off the walls when I went to school and had problems. And it probably wasn't until I was 17 years old and living in the mountains and I had no refrigeration. You can't carry canned food up there. Well, you can't. It's very heavy. So you bring up dried food. And I was eating a lot of rice and beans and just simple stuff. For the first time in my life, I started feeling really healthy. And I was 17 years old before I started making the connection. Bible tells us, John 10:10, Jesus said, I have come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. I always like throwing in this picture of Banana George. This was a famous citizen of Cypress Gardens. He took a water skiing when he was 47, fell in love with it. You can't tell from this picture. He's actually skiing barefoot, and I hope it's obvious he doesn't have dentures because he's holding the rope in his mouth, and he lived to 98. They call him Banana George. He loved yellow, and he ate bananas all the time. But yeah, you take care of yourself, and you can have a longer, stronger life. And that's what we're talking about. We're going to give you the keys and the secrets, so keep listening carefully, and we'll show you the Bible connections. Now, God